Two Notes Audio Engineering is an industry leader when it comes to amp modeling and cab simulation. That's no surprise considering that they produce some of the best guitar processors and IRs available today. The Torpedo cab is a popular choice among guitarists. But guess what? It has no Footswitches and no MIDI. That's pretty radical for a device that's shaped like a guitar pedal and would actually be really great on a pedal board. Just a few weeks ago, Two Notes released the Opus, and it still doesn't have any Footswitches. But that's okay, because it has this port right here. What is in our opinion one of the best sounding amp sims on the market has finally gained MIDI capabilities. This makes it a whole lot more usable and flexible in a live situation. By the end of this video, you will know how to recall presets on the Opus, build and control a custom amp setup including preamp, power amp, cab and mic selection, all with your feet. Use an expression pedal to control gain, reverb and EQ on the Opus. Setting up the Opus to be MIDI controlled is a breeze. Just connect a 3.5mm TRS cable to its MIDI in port and connect the other end to your MIDI controller. In this case, the MC6 PRO has dedicated 3.5mm TRS MIDI outputs in addition to its other MIDI outputs, so it couldn't get any easier. Then just set the Opus to your desired MIDI channel. With that, you're ready to MIDI control Opus. The Opus has extensive MIDI implementation, which pretty much allows you to control every aspect of the device, even down to the nitty-gritty such as mic position. Every knob and fader you see on the Opus app is MIDI controllable. The Opus is already in the Morningstar MIDI dictionary, so you don't need to refer to any manual when setting up to control it. All the banks and presets we are showing you in today's video will be available for you to download as a device template via the Google Drive link down below. You can load the banks to your Morningstar controller and use them if you have an Opus 2. Opus has 99 preset slots and comes preloaded with 40 of them filled with artist presets. They sound fantastic out of the box, but of course every element is tweakable so you can really make it your own. Recalling presets on the Opus is as simple as it is on any MIDI pedal. Just send a PC number of your choice and the corresponding preset will be engaged. I have this bank set up to recall some of my favorite Opus presets, with each switch sending the PC number that corresponds with the presets. I've also labeled them accordingly with each of the preset names on the Opus, so you always know what preset we are going to get before we hit a switch. On page 2 of this bank, there are more switches to recall more favorite presets and also 2 switches for scrolling up and down through all presets on the Opus. With these 2 switches, I can press the scroll up and down presets and hold them down if I want to scroll faster. These preset scroll switches are using the PC number scroll message type, which we've explained in an earlier video. Link down below if you want to learn how to use this message type. Now let's move on to building and controlling a custom amp setup with your feet. This allows you to audition preamps, power amps and mics without having to touch the Opus device or the app, which can be helpful when you want to A/B test different settings before deciding on your final amp configuration. I've named this bank Amp Builder, and the first switch I have here is labeled preamp. And when I press it, you will see that the name changes according to the preamp that is being selected on the Opus. This is done using the preset message scroll feature, which sends a different CC message and updates the switch name each time I press the switch. I've also done the same for selecting a power amp on switch B, which allows me to scroll through the different power amp models with each press. We've published a video before explaining how to use the preset message scroll feature, which we've linked below. But if you download the Opus template banks from the Google Drive and load them to your controller, these will all be done for you and you'll be able to see how the presets are programmed too. I've also programmed 2 switches to select microphone models individually for mic A and mic B. Pressing on the switch allows me to scroll through models for mic A, and pressing on the other selects the model for mic B. I've also added a second function to each of these switches by programming a double tap to place the mic in front or behind the amp. In preset position 1 we have the mic in front, and in position 2 at the back. And it works for both mics as well. On page 2 of this amp builder bank, I have what I call nudge controls. These switches allow me to nudge the preamp gain, power amp volume and output volume a few notches in the direction that I want. As I press each switch, you'll notice each parameter move a little in each direction. And if I hold down the switch, it moves continuously. This is helpful for fine-tuning your tone on the Opus before saving it as a preset. You can nudge each parameter up or down without taking your hands off your guitar, so you can nail your perfect tone. Each of these switches are programmed with a CC value scroll message type, with increment and decrement step values set to 5. To target a parameter you want to control, all you need to do is click on Open MIDI Dictionary again and select the parameter that you want. In this case, I selected preamp gain, power amp volume, and master volume to control. You may have also noticed that the color strips light up and go off each time I press a switch. To achieve that, I've simply added a press action to turn on the color strip and a release action to turn it off. But you may say nudging parameters using foot switches is not fine enough control for me, and that's fair enough, which brings us to the next part of our video, using an expression pedal to control Opus parameters. In the third and final bank here, I have switches that allow me to select which parameter to control using an expression pedal connected to the MC6 PRO. These switches are triggering the select expression message function on the MC6 PRO, isolating the desired CC messages to be sent when the expression pedal is moved. We'll be showcasing and explaining the new expression pedal features in an upcoming video, so remember to subscribe to our channel to catch that. If you enjoyed this video, a like would be very much appreciated indeed. Keep rocking, and I'll catch you again in another video.